Well, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. As Nick sits there and tries to get,
Oh, too late now.
Trying to get
Facebook started,
Live,
right?
So I know you're saying live. Like, okay, does it mean we're going live right now or what? Oh.
No, we were going live.
You were over there still asleep.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
something.
Hey, I'm rushing a little late today. VA appointments, you know how they go.
It happens, right? But one of the things that I wanted to say was hell of a game. Hell of a game, brother. That was probably one of the best games I've seen quite some time. All the shit talking we did actually paid off. Yeah, I think it really did pay off, man.
I just regret I missed most of the game because I was at work.
But wait a minute. Don't you get off at like 2:30?
2:45, but then you gotta get changed.
Oh, so you're one of them. You got to change and you got to get ready to watch.
It's a
the
Saturday.
football
I'm
game.
gonna relax. I want to be watching the game. Feel like I'm still at work.
At some point though, you gotta like actually just enjoy it. You kind of missed probably one of my favorite parts was when they sang the national anthem, right? Like we spoke about last week, they don't hire anybody. It's the Academy's Glee Club that actually sings it, and it was really cool because they had both a Navy and Army combined choir singing it. So they sang that, and then the president walked out, and that whole place went wild, man. They were like just cheering and just yay. That was pretty cool. And then the fog just rolled in, and it was so foggy. A lot of it was kind of nice though, because
I don't know. I thought it was rain at first. I'm like, man, what is going on? I'm like, man.
no, it was foggy. There was one play, I want to say it was like in the second quarter, where Navy actually almost scored a touchdown, but the person holding the ball actually took a knee right before the end zone, and that was the first time that the fog had cleared and you could actually see the whole field. Prior to that, it was all foggy and you really couldn't see. But the minute that happened, it was like, divine intervention. Huh?
The world needed to see that.
Exactly. So,
Man, I missed that.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually like I said, it was a really good game.
It was probably when you were getting ready.
Where were you at, anyways?
I was here, and then I went home
Oh, you
to
watched it at
watch
home.
it. Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
cool to hang out with the big boys.
Yep.
Okay. Mom didn't give you a permission slip.
Nope.
Okay. I was wondering,
It was
where's
locked
Ray
up.
at?
So
I was kind of. It was odd that, well, first and foremost, they moved the game from Pennsylvania, where it's been for quite some time, up to New York. They moved it up to West Point. But I thought when they did that there wouldn't be a lot of spectators. But both academies brought like all of the cadets. It seemed like. I mean, it was full of cadets.
Oh, there was a lot. There were
Yeah.
a lot of folks there.
You gotta imagine what else is going on. What you gonna be doing?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. But with Corona, everything is getting shut down, and it's been kind of a crazy few months.
Yeah, but I've noticed everybody's slowly getting back out there, opening back up, even though the scare's hitting really hard right now with all Thanksgiving and all this other stuff going on.
Well, I mean, they took some precautions. I mean, it's not going to be 100% foolproof, but you saw them wearing their mask and stuff. I mean, it's a college football game, and then it's military academies. So, you're thinking of
This is the biggest rivalry
young
ever.
military, men and women. They're
Right.
thinking they're invincible, like we all did when we were young
What?
military.
I don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah,
man.
So,
Like
you know.
right now, I'm still, like I get up every morning and I lay in bed for a little bit, and then I talk myself into sitting up. And as I sit up, I'm like, oh, I remember that one.
You
I
gotta
remember
give yourself
that
a
one.
pep talk just to.
Yeah, like stretch the legs,
Yeah.
and then, I actually, I don't know if I've told y'all, I was in Germany in Hohenfels, TDY, and we, I was yelling at this private, and I jumped off the TC hatch off of a 113, and I still had the CVCs on, which, for those of you out there, CVC helmets are, it's a helmet with kind of a spaghetti strap that hooks up to the armored personnel carrier for you to be able to talk to everybody inside. Anyway, I was still attached, and I'm yelling at this kid, man, and I don't even notice that the spaghetti strap has hit its limit, and I freaking just blew, landed on my back because it just pulled me back, and I don't know if you remember, like it
And
has
then
all
that
the.
private was probably laughing at you.
Oh, he definitely laughed at me, and then
he did
for
push-ups.
quite some time, like still brought it up. But the part that I remember is all
This
the.
got something to do with football?
No, I'm just saying how we were invincible back then.
Yeah.
You've done stupid stuff too, Nick. So don't even. But yeah, back to the football game. It turned out,
Nick was probably looking for that ID 10T form or.
Yeah.
dude.
The fight line stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. Batteries for the Kim light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and.
Getting some exhaust.
Blinker
fuses
fluid.
for samples.
I don't know. So the whole game thing, I don't really watch sports like that. It's just actually going out, spending time with friends, and getting out doing something right now. 'Cause especially this whole COVID going on, the holidays, just getting out doing something. It's really stressful right these days. So that was the whole point. Like me wanting to get out.
Man, we had quite a few people there too at the party. For Alan invited us and had a little get together, and there was probably. Oh wait, we were all wearing masks because there were more than 10 people. But there was a command sergeant major there. There was a first sergeant. There's a couple of officers. Bunch of enlisted folk. And there was a lot of trash talk going on because the room was almost evenly split. We had 2 Marines, few Navy, and a bunch of Army, but it was, it was almost 50-50, and it was kind of nice to rub it into Navy for a little bit again.
A little bit again.
Yeah, because you know what they say, right?
What's
Navy
that?
has the smallest decks.
Yeah. I saw that.
That's what. The only problem is like those games. Okay, next year it's a whole new team, whole new strand. Everybody's graduating.
But you know what? The best part about that is that is the only game where, and this was like a meme or something that I saw the other day was the Army-Navy game or the Academy games, right, are the only games where everybody on the field is willing to put their lives on the line for the people watching it. And it it's so true because it does ring back to what we are. We are those protectors of our society.
The defenders of freedom.
Yeah. And it's that they're enemies on the battlefield of the game, but once that is over, they're brothers and sisters again in arms. And it's incredibly awesome for me to see that.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you, Nick.
What?
You taking the vaccine?
Nope. I'm waiting till a couple more test people come out there. Give it a couple of months.
Give it
But
a couple
ultimately,
of you're going to take it. You're going to get it.
I guess I'm essential, so I'm supposed to take it.
Well,
see, I struggle with this, right? Like, I haven't taken a flu shot in 10 years. The last time I took it, like, I was deathly ill, right? And I know
but
it's
I think that's a big myth. You were probably sick.
to begin with,
to
and I got
begin
it. I
with.
get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Because they have started using a live strain of the virus, right?
I was, man, this time I was got to be below 80 something degrees. I was like, man, you gotta be kidding me, just to transport it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to pan out. I mean,
It's gonna be. I'm waiting to see how much waste, like how many got and the batch is spoiled or something like that. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a lot of. It's got to be some hiccups in the system.
yeah,
yeah,
or it can only be viable outside of that for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
So
And today's supposed to be the big day of it kicking off. I'm waiting to see the news reports, see how it all went out. And again, I'm waiting to the end of the day to see, okay, this is what happened. This is how
well,
it's
I'm
gonna
just
flow.
thinking about how many people or entities are going to be targeting those deliveries or shipments, trying to do something malicious
right.
or trying to take it, and
So what I read was that the only entity in the Houston area is UTMB, I believe, or Methodist. It was just one hospital, and that was it. That was the only people that were getting it today. And
yeah, because it's coming out in phases. Like I saw something on, something that I read that
medical personnel.
X amount of facilities are going to get it today, tomorrow, and it kind of the list goes on, and it's kind of spread out throughout the state. So it's not just the Houston area or the big metropolitan areas. It's going to some of these other places. So,
yeah.
And then there was already people signing up. And it was, obviously the first responders, people working in the hospitals that were, signing up to, be on the list to get the vaccine. But, I think it's going to be a while before, the general population is going to be even eligible to receive it.
Right.
It's going to be all those first responders. And you got to think about how many people are in, that category of being a first responder. Is going to go to, primarily all the people working in and around the medical field. All those individuals are going to get it. And then a lot of the controversy going on around it, it's, who's going to be made to take the vaccine.
So this is where I have a real hard time with it, right? It's the fact that we're going to be made. And I get it. Like, there's certain vaccines that we are already required to have, right? Like smallpox or chickenpox and polio and all these other things that you have to have before you can even go to school, right? And then we had this whole anti-vax movement, which, again, it's kind of crazy. But for me, I fought for and live in the freest country in the world. And I don't think that I need to be told how to live my life, right? Like, that was one of the things that I fought for, is my freedom. And it really scares me.
I haven't heard anything about the mandatory part yet.
Well,
you got
I mean, you got to think about
Where'd you guys see that
what's
at?
coming.
so
It's not mandatory today. It's not going to be mandatory in a month. But just wait, because this virus is going to be around, and it's not going anywhere.
the way that and it was an article that I read, it wasn't that it was going to be made mandatory for the people. It was going to be small businesses and businesses as a whole were going to require their employees to do it
I can't see
for liability, right? So part of the Republican program that they were trying to pass out was that small businesses would not be held liable if they caught, like, if this was a restaurant and I came in and got COVID from the restaurant, at this point I can sue the restaurant, right? Because I got sick from their restaurant, whether it's COVID, that's the thing, right? And small businesses are not going to want to, like, I myself as a small business owner, I'm going to require everything to protect myself. And that's where the compulsory portion, I think, comes from, It's the business owners.
Yeah, but that's just starting stuff up before it even's close yet. So that's one thing I'm like, okay.
It gives us something to talk about, Nick.
Yeah, but that's
And it's going to give us something to talk about for a long time and debate over. And
I'll wait till it comes up. Wait till it's in hard writing and stuff. Like I don't like sitting around worrying about something unless it comes in fruition.
just wait till you go to one of those VA appointments. They're going to give you that shot.
Yeah, they always ask you, "Are you doing the flu shot and stuff?" Like, yeah, I'm good.
But that. So what if it was the opposite now? Instead of what if you want the flu shot, is we have to give you a COVID shot? Are you going to be okay with that?
I don't get the flu shot anyways.
Yeah, but that's not what he said.
I know he's saying the whole thing, but I'm not gonna worry about it until it gets here. Okay.
All right.
Most of the time they're gonna do. Here's your option: VA appointments. I'm gonna give you options. A lot of people say, okay, it's against my religion for certain vaccines and stuff. People are just gonna say that now. There's loopholes around everything.
Yeah, and I hope they'd leave it like that, right?
Yeah.
For me, though, one of the biggest things was there's a couple of people who took the vaccine and they developed Bell's palsy. I don't know if you know what Bell palsy is basically
Like-
where half your face shuts down.
Like paralysis, temporary.
Temporary paralysis.
Yeah, they tried to say the same thing happened to me when I had my thing.
And that's, I so I have a really funny story. I got it probably 6 or 7 years ago, and I get up, I'm getting ready for work, I brush my teeth, but my face feels kind of funny. So I get water and I'm gonna gargle, and as I'm doing it, there's this little thing just pouring out, and I'm like, that's kind of funny, So I wake my wife up and I'm like, look at this, right? And I continue to go down this path, and she's like freaking out because like my whole side of my face is paralyzed, and she's like, she calls 911 and asks for an ambulance, and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, you're having a heart attack, you're very I was like, I'm not, I just can't talk because this whole thing doesn't move. And it turned out that I had Bell's palsy, and it's it was really funny. Well, it was really odd because for me it was a inflamed area right behind my ear, and that's what caused it, which and then there's really no cure for it, but
It's like a sinus canal or something.
it's
canal sinuses.
right behind the ear, like there's tendons that go through it, and that's where the blockage basically was because it inflamed. But this is part of the whole thing with me in the COVID vaccine is it really it like any vaccine, man, there's always side effects.
Yeah, it's just like the regular flu stuff. Some people get the flu right then after they get it, or they get sick right after. It's you're taking you're taking the like I said, you're getting the flu.
Right, like a strain. But
Yeah.
like that's my concern is that I don't think there's been enough testing.
No, there hasn't been.
That's why they did the emergency thing. Like, okay, this is emergency. We signed off on it. Bam, here you go. We know it's not tested all the way. We signed off. Okay, we know there's going to be something's going to be wrong about it. And the CDC's taking or FDIC, whatever, or FDA's taking responsibility for it. So right now.
Well, but you see, all these, different types of, viruses and diseases that are out there that have, been out there for, 40, 50, 100 years, and there's still no vaccine. There's still no cure for, you see stuff, talking about, AIDS has been around for whatever, 40 or 50 years, probably longer than that, but there's no vaccine for that with cancer, with all kinds of different things. I mean, it took time for the vaccines that we have today to be developed, and those are the ones that people are taking now, like the polio and tetanus and whatever else we get,
And everything's gonna mutate later on. It's gonna change. Just like you always got to keep up to it. So you're gonna play it by ear and hope for the best like every year. So.
Yeah, that's why for our party, it wasn't a gathering. We had a funeral for the Navy. We had a funeral. We had a wake. He's trying to tell you that you should look at the numbers,
Oh,
and
sorry.
that's
Yeah, because I was just saying like turn around some
Yeah.
louder.
Okay. Is it better for you?
Yeah.
Sure.
baby.
All right.
Uh-huh.
A lot better.
More better butter. Nick really needs the right end to go in.
He does.
Yeah.
He likes
um,
it.
I don't know how to go with this one. Like it's a outing,
Yeah,
not an inning,
Just
or
be
something
quiet.
like that.
Just be quiet.
Yeah.
Just sit there and take it.
Damn. Coming from the little one today.
You know?
He's feisty.
Yeah, I guess I'm in the sandwich right here, so I just ignore it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's gonna definitely start being a Nick sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
All right, new drink. Oh. So what about that, man? The
Next.
violence around here is getting pretty bad. You guys
Dude,
heard about the Taco
that's
Bell
the-
shooting the other day?
It's not just here, man. It's like all over the state.
They said nationally.
Yeah.
It's like crime. It's like I guess Houston's
People are going crazy.
It's like a 15-year high or something like that. It's
Yeah,
been that long since like okay. I guess I'm not sure if we hit the 400 mark or whatever. Or
we did.
Yeah.
We did over the weekend. But I think part of the problem, to tell the honest truth, I think it's people are going stir crazy being locked up at home all the time.
Well, yeah, these dumbasses are shooting and killing people. They're going to be locked up for sure when they get caught.
I know. That's the thing. But the other part, like, we're going stir crazy, right? Like getting cabin fever. But I think part of the problem really is
people have lost their jobs, everything else. Robberies are going up.
No.
Everything's gone crazy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
a lot of these killings have been, senseless and random, like those two teenage kids that got, shot and killed. I mean,
there's been a lot of road rage kind of stuff. I just think, and I'm going to get on a soapbox, and I'm sorry, but I really feel that for the longest time we have given everybody the 15 seconds of fame, right? If you do something stupid, I mean, we can go back to OJ and how much publicity he got. I mean, everything stopped to watch the stupid van drive down the whatever
it
was it
a white
PCH?
Bronco.
Okay, the white Bronco.
Come on, get it straight.
And it's the 105 or the 405. Anyway, whatever freeway. I mean, we shut down everything, right? And then, fast forward to the lady who said, her kid had flown away on that structure that they had made. And it turned out that, nothing had really happened. She just wanted the publicity.
Talking about the hot air balloon they made
Yeah.
up, and yeah.
And we're at a
I forgot all
stage
about
where
that one.
we're a stage where it doesn't matter what you do, the consequences are so minimalistic. Here in Houston, there's and I read this article on Thursday. There was a gentleman who, I don't know if he even qualifies as a gentleman, but there was this guy who was on parole, right? And he was part of that whole release because of COVID, and killed 2 people. He went out and killed 2 people. So had he been behind bars, those 2 people would still be alive,
wouldn't
right?
happen.
Yeah, and that's sort of a big debate right now. They're talking about the whole bond issue, how everybody's getting all easy bonds right now.
Right. So that, hell, if you're not going to get, if you're just going to get a slap on the wrist, why not? Somebody the other day said, you can either go buy a house and pay for it for 30 years, or you can go rob a bank and be in jail for 10 years.
Yep. And like by my work, like they had a store got robbed over there. 3 guys went in, they got a couple of bucks. I was like, man, okay, you guys are gonna divide that time up, and you guys did all that for a couple of cents a day. Like if you got, I guess what the minimum, 15 years. If you guys divvied it up, you only did all that for a couple of cents. Like, come on, man, not even a full cent a day.
Yeah. Then there was a bike store just down the road.
Saw that on
yeah.
TV.
Then that was crazy. They
But that's-
drove the whole van
But isn't that the
for 5
second time?
bikes.
Isn't that
Yeah.
the second time the place got hit?
Yeah, that was the second time.
It's, I think the second time this year. I mean, it was
Yeah.
only a
Oh,
few
yeah.
months ago where
Yeah.
they got hit. So,
And them bikes ain't cheaper.
No, man.
yeah,
I
those
mean,
are the couple $1,000 bikes. Those
Yeah.
aren't the
they-
Walmart specials.
exactly. They walked out with 5 bikes, and it was over $12,000. So that should tell you, those bikes were not cheap.
Must be some of that space age aluminum or whatever.
Yeah. But okay, so I know you get these calls a lot, but how many have you had, Nick, of people calling and telling you they need help and they're just scamming you?
Oh man, it's getting super bad right now. You can't go on Craigslist, and I sell stuff on eBay, so I'm getting all these other scams. Hey man, I'll send you this money. Can you go buy me a gift card, send it back? I'm like, how stupid do you think I am?
Yeah. Talking to the mic. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I like that one you sent the other day where somebody was dragging you along and
that was
you to send them like.
That was my favorite part. Just for you guys, I on Facebook Instant Messenger, I get this, hey, hello, it's so nice to be your friend, and it was somebody requesting to start messaging me. And I was like, yeah, I'll play along for a little bit. I have nothing to do in the next 30 minutes. And then, she's this individual. I don't know if it's a she or a he or, where it was from. But this individual kept asking, what I wanted and if I was looking for a woman. And, she was a sincere, loyal woman. And she wanted some love. And, so we go on for a little bit. And then she finally's like, hey, I'm in Botswana, I think it's what it was.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what just happened to my headset. No, it's my headset. And then
That drink ran down the wrong pipe.
yeah, and ultimately she says, can you buy me $100 Amazon gift card to stabilize my network? And I was like, yeah, I've worked in IT. That's not how a network works. And she was like, well, that's nice. Will you buy me the gift card? And I was like, no. And immediately, I was blocked. But I get at least one or two a week of people just wanting.
You're lucky. I get about 5 or 6.
Yeah, well.
I had one, I think it was Friday. And I think he was asking me about my Medicare coverage. So, and right away, because I get them all the time, you hear all the noise in the background because, it's a call center in wherever, out of the country. So I'm going on and I'm like, dude, you want my Medicare information? I said, okay. I said, but I can't really hear you. It's so loud back there. There's so much noise. Can you be clear? And then he's like, oh, yeah, whatever, motherfucker. And then he hangs up on me. I'm like, dude, you're calling me, and I'm just, politely playing along, asking you why is it so loud in the background. And
yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like,
It's getting really bad right now, especially the holidays, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
but
when I have an extra 5 or 10 minutes, I'll string him along for about 7.
I got one that called me at work. He's like, oh, yeah, we got a signal from your computer and stuff. Your area's having, like, really bad virus thing. It's reporting a really big virus thing in your area. So I kept going on. He's like, oh, your computer up and everything else? I said, yeah, I got my computer up. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm trying to get remote access and set everything up. I'm like, hey, by the way, what area am I in? He's like, well, what you talking about? I said, yo, you said there's a virus in my area. I'm like, what part of the state am I in? I'm like, am I in East Coast, West Coast, Central? He said, F you. Hung up on me. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's it's so it's really easy to see, for me at least, to know, because the tenses when they're starting to, like, especially if they're texting, the tenses of the words are never correct. So it's, instead of was, they'll use is, or, things to that nature.
Good day, kind sir.
Yeah. Because I had Saturday I had one where she was from Houston. She said she was from Houston, and I was like, great, I'm from Houston too. Where are you at? What part of Houston? And
Houston.
Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Dallas. And I was like, oh, I thought you said you were from Houston. Oh, I'm in Dallas right now for work. I'm like, oh, what do you do? I'm trying to get my RN. I was like, oh, great. And then I got tired of dealing with it, so I kind of made a small, paragraph and a half of, here are the things that you've said wrong. These are the things. And then I never said I was from the United States. I'm from Germany. So I wrote, I basically took it, converted it or translated it to German and sent it to her. Or I get a lot of girls that do this, obviously, because I'm a guy,
Are you
right?
sure they're girls?
Well, I don't know. But, it was excuse me, I don't speak this language. And I'm like, okay.
Well, whenever I get the local ones that say they're local, like, I'm here in Houston and stuff, like, man, it's raining really bad and it'd be sunny outside. Like, yeah, they say it's really bad. I'm like, it's not raining. No.
I like playing with people like that, though. It makes it fun and interesting.
Brightens your day.
It does.
But the thing is, I really hate, though, they're targeting all the older people,
Yeah.
like vets and regular older personnel. It's like, everybody knows, I work at a bank, and you hear all these stories and stuff. I feel sorry. Like, then they try to play on the elderly. They know they can tell them this and that. Just make up any type of story, and they try to. And imagine if they hit 100 people a day, they might get 10 of them, and trick
Yeah.
them to doing something like that. And that's what the bad part is. And I hate that they're targeting the elderly. I wish their government could step in and have more teams out there that can counter it. But
that just requires time and money, and
yeah.
So, any big plans for this week? Getting ready for Christmas?
A lot of Christmas shopping, get the stuff ready for my nieces, send it to Florida. I got to get that stuff out. That deadline's approaching.
Man, that's big. I
think they said like the 18th is like one of the stop dates, and it's like, okay, you got to have
Yeah,
it
that's this Friday.
Yes, I was saying you got to. I think 18 was like one of the. I got the paper in my car. Like, got to have stuff out by 18th or something like that. If you do a priority or not priority, if you want to get there by the then.
Yeah, I've actually over the last couple of weeks, I've been like, okay, I got to get this, I got to get this, I got to get this, and I work, and then by the time I get home, I'm like, I'm not doing shit, and now I'm like,
as soon as I leave,
fuck, man.
As soon as I leave here, I'm hitting a couple stores. I already got them marked up, and I'm hitting them.
What are you buying me?
Absolutely. Same thing I bought you last year, man.
It's awesome. We didn't know each other last year.
Absolutely nothing. Exactly.
So. Damn, I was hoping you'd go to Jared for me.
Ha ha ha. No, sir.
Yeah, he has Jared on speed dial.
Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm. He should have seen him. He was all, you cold, baby? Like, he was like, not, he was super Nick.
Oh.
He was super Nick on Saturday. Let me get you my jacket. Here's my Gore-Tex jacket.
All right, new subject.
Notice, I've never been around you guys with my wife because, there's a.
Oh, we met your wife once.
Oh no, I know. You guys have all met her. I'm just saying, I don't.
Actually, I've never met her.
You really haven't met her?
No.
You weren't here that day?
No.
Oh, Zoe came by and interviewed us.
I wasn't here that day.
Oh, okay. I was like,
he was hunting.
Okay.
I was hunting.
You were hunting.
Yeah, I'm hunting rabbit. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you, Ray.
Yeah.
Bullets really do hurt. Yes.
They do.
They kill.
Yeah. Don't. Or if you want to, you can put the scope like right here next to your eye and then pull the trigger.
Oh, yes.
Dude.
Right, put it right on the eye. You'll see it better.
Yeah.
Just when you see the flash, you know you hit it.
Yep.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
Yeah.
When you start seeing the stars,
When you see the stars.
Man, I must have been like my entire service career. I guess I was doing it all wrong. Cause
You were.
And you're supposed to put the butt start like this and then kind of so.
like right at your nose.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was a charging handle.
Then can it so you can see the sights that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was the charging handle that you put it right at. So that.
That's just super too awkward though.
So question, what's your question there, young man?
We got answers, tons of answers.
Tons of answers. You got any specials going on?
In regards
And
to
Christmas specials, man. What are you giving out? Gift cards? You got gift cards over here?
So we did give out several gift cards to a school event here in Pearland, so hopefully, some of those recipients will be coming in here.
That's cool.
Yeah, but if somebody wants to, do you sell gift cards here? Like,
We do sell gift cards.
I see. That's,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a good present for people to come over, buy some gift cards. Come,
Yeah. Especially for the people that, frequent this place. So,
Yeah. Is it like a, buy $30, get $35 worth of stuff, or is it just straight?
right now
There's
it's
no
just
special.
straight.
Yeah.
It's dollar for dollar.
Yeah.
I really trying to figure out what I'm going to give some of my clients, because I'm like,
Hey, clock's the ticket, man. You're a bit late there.
bro, you ain't lying. And it's like I only give, it's tiered, A plus, A, B plus, B minus. I don't give anybody who's a C. But yeah, I'm struggling right now because I have like 2 and I need like 12.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to get out there and do my shopping now. My PTSD kicking in. The crowd's getting worse. I had a guy stop me, ask me I want to buy some cologne when I came out of Five Below yesterday. I was like, oh, get out of here. I ain't got time for this.
Some cologne still in like a.
I don't know. He pulled up in a car. Hey, man, you want some cologne? I'm like, what is this?
Was it in the trunk or did he have his coat on?
I was gonna say, did he have a trench coat going?
He was sitting in the car. I was like, okay, I ain't got no time for this. Like, don't stop me and stuff. Freaking, I ain't about to get jacked out here for nobody.
So I was getting gas the other day, and this guy drives up, gets out, and he goes, "Excuse me, man, you from around here?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm thinking he's gonna ask me for like directions or something, right? He goes, "Dude, I'm out of gas. My sister's coming down. You think you can spot me $20?" I was like, no.
I'll pay you back, man.
I was like, no.
You can just wait for your sister.
Yeah. I don't care where you're coming from. I'm not giving you money.
And that's good. That's the one thing about around here. Like, the gas stations are getting really bad about that. I'm like, okay, you guys need to. I guess I asked the attendant one time, like, okay, how come you guys don't get rid of all the people? Like, it's the same people every day. Like, well, by the time we call the cops get there, they're long gone. And it's like the response time is just too ridiculous, and it's actually low priority.
Right.
So I understand that. I'm like, man, y'all need to start hiring security to come around here and start policing up.
So is that the next venture for Webster? Like
LLC?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm going to start just carrying rubber bullets and that's it.
I got a drawer full of rubber bands.
That's awesome. Have you seen the rubber band Gatling gun? There's I follow this YouTube page. It's called a Crazy Russian Hacker. I think it's what it is.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
He is, but he's built this like Gatling gun full of rubber bands. It's probably 100 rubber bands, and he just cranks it, man. And it rotates and it shoots the rubber bands at you. Like, so I was like, that's the way to go.
Somebody's got way too much free times on their hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
You do it too.
I would.
I get too busy at work. Right now I'm trying to do a whole bunch of other things. So
how's the you mentioned eBay, that you do on eBay. How's that going?
right now it's slowly picking up because you had to start off slow because people got to build a trust up with you and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to pick up more customers, picking up more supply and everything. But it's like I said, that even eBay's getting hit real bad with the hackers. PayPal's getting real bad with the fake people. They're trying to, like I said, you got so many, even PayPal, they send you messages now saying that they're PayPal. Hey, we're going to cut your limit off. You've reached your limit. You got to verify your information or we're going to suspend your thing. And then
Yeah, I get those all the time, and I just delete them.
Yeah, it's like, do not reply to this message. So I hit reply just to see what the email address is. Some off the wall email. Like, man, people actually fall for this.
Yeah, because they don't look for things, right? Like,
hey,
they just
people make sure you do not click on those links on those emails, because as soon as you click on that link, that's basically giving permission for that whatever site you go to get onto your computer, because you're verifying that you clicked on it. It's not.
Yeah, they're Trojans and viruses that will automatically get into your computer, and it infects your computer, and then it emails pretty much everybody that infects their computers. And
if you have any questions about something, if it looks questionable, make sure if somebody calls you up and they say they're from a certain company. Like right now, it's a big thing. Okay, well, I'm from AT&T. I'm from this, and this. tell them, okay, thank you and stuff, and call the company back directly. Find the 1-800 number off your bill, off the website, call them back directly and say, hey, I had individual AB call me up and stuff saying he's with this and this is what the problem was. They're like, no, we didn't do that. Do not give your information. Do not give your passwords. Do not give your account information on those sites because that's how they get you. And as soon as you give them your password and everything else, it's like, okay, you're good to go. They're going to hang up and they're going to go right to your account, log in your password, change your login stuff. I've had several people happen to them already. Like they went through, as soon as they hung up, they went and changed all their password stuff and then got all their information.
It's usually done as they're talking, and they change the email address, the email verification address, and the passwords and stuff, and then you're pretty much SOL.
Yeah,
That's why at that point.
that's why it's good. Like a lot of companies are going to right now, where they send you a verification code to your phone, so you can like, are you trying to do this right now? Are you trying to change this? Please verify
Yeah,
with
so
this
it's,
code on your
it's,
phone. That's why I like it. Like a lot of companies are doing that now.
it's called two-step verification, and if you haven't, activated it on your different devices and different accounts, you should definitely do it. All right, we have been talking for about 45 minutes, like usual.
Time to go shopping.
Time to
Be
go
s-
shopping.
Hey, be safe out there. I read something out there. A guy said, hey, if you see a woman or a family walking to their car and you're a guy out there or something like that, just make sure they walk to their car safely. Be that nice citizen in case something happens. You can call the cops. Just make sure you keep out for your fellow person out there. Make sure they make it safe for the holidays. So, like I said, keep out for your fellow person. That's just
Yeah.
something I saw on Facebook.
No, definitely. And for me, it's
Do not get caught up on your cell phones. Pay attention to your surroundings.
yeah. But most of all, do the things that you would want somebody to do for your spouse and your children. So, totally cool with that.
Play it safe. Play it safe.
Play it safe. It's put your phone up. Make sure your valuables are not
Yeah.
easily
Yeah.
accessible.
That lock, take, hide, and all that stuff, that's definitely in effect.
Mhm.
Like I said, a lot of people, we get customers that get robbed. You're not paying attention to your surrounding. Somebody can walk right behind you, your peripheral vision, it's all focused on here. You don't see it till it's too late. Make sure you pay attention to your surrounding and look out for your fellow person, like I said.
Yep. With that, thank you very much for joining us. Remember that you matter. This place would not be the same without you. And there are people who you don't even know exist that care about you. People that see you, that are looking forward to even running by you again, or you coming to visit them at a store or a restaurant or whatever. Know that you are loved. If there's anything we can do, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our email is chat@letstalkaboutitvet.com. Reach out to us through social media. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so. That is the best way for you to support our channel and support our podcast.
And to
And
stay informed.
definitely. And anything else?
Charlie Mike.